Here now is South Carolina Congressman Ralph Norman. Congressman, how are rescue operations going in your state?
It's going well, Dagan. Of course, the issues we have are flooding. The lake, the rivers are full, and some of the bridges, the water is hopefully have crested, but the down trees, we've got 800 people without a power in 3 counties. And it's been a devastating hit, not like the Fayettevilles and the Wilmingtons, but the water damage and the damage it's doing to our roads is going to be seen for a long time. But the rescue missions have gone well. The reaction has been great from most of the authorities, and we've came out as well as can be expected.
Congressman, it's Kevin Kelly. I'm glad you're here today because you're on the House Small Business Committee, and one of the things that's happening today is the tariffs are being enacted, but I've talked to several small businesses that they're actually pleased by some of the tariffs and this administration going after the Chinese government, just given the fact that a lot of their the products they make have been knocked off. They go over to China, they get molds made over there, and then all of a sudden the Chinese are copying them, flooding them into the market, undercutting them. What are you hearing from the small businesses that you're speaking with in regards to the Chinese tariffs?
Well, you know, the businesses in my district are excited about the fact that we're finally getting tough with a country like China that's still in our intellectual property. I've been in businesses that have walled off areas that the Chinese have bought the people that used to work there and taken the properties. And as people know, when they go to China, they own 51%. They control it. So the 10%, I think, is fair. And again, the overall thought is, why should China charge a 10% and us charge 2.5%? It doesn't make sense. I think most of the people are excited about the jobs that are going to be created and the fact that we're going to make it in America, not China.
But, Congressman, to push back on that a little bit, that this is, to quote the Wall Street Journal, it's politically managed trade in the sense that it kind of goes against the deregulation that the Trump administration has pushed and really freed up businesses to operate and without the regulations and being tied up, if you will. But this has caused businesses to ramp up lobbying. You have thousands of applications for waivers from the steel and aluminum tariffs. It actually complicates doing business and makes the Washington swamp even swampier in some ways.
Yeah, but that's not anything new. I mean,
yeah, but the policy is new, and it makes it worse in some ways when they're trying to basically clean the swamp and drain the swamp. Well, they just threw some new algae into it.
Well, what they're doing is, I mean, the lobbyists are doing their job, but what we've got to do is think about the country. We've got to think about, as you say, the regulations that have been lifted, factories that are running full bore. The issues that we have now are getting workers to fill the orders to the companies that are expanding. And it's, for the most part, because of the regulations that have been lifted. The Federal Registry is down 20% in regulations alone, which is a good thing. It's going to hurt for a while, but again, we've had talk for years and years on getting tough with China. This president has been the only one that's actually put into effect. And if you remember, the president was talking about 25% tariff on $200 billion to $300 billion. What the reality is now, to date, 10% on $200 billion. So I think the effects on this country will be good long term. The medicine is bitter for a while, but I think it's going to be, in effect, pay dividends for this country.
Congressman Lindsey Bell here. So do you think that those tariffs, do we get to January 1st of 2019 and those tariffs go up to 25%, at which point you will put a significant more amount of pressure on the U.S. consumer, and that will be a problem for the economy?
Well, I think that's where the exemptions come in. I think what this president has done is there's been exemptions, particularly with those products that you have to ramp up. It's not something that can be put into effect immediately. And I think he's been fair on ramping, the tariffs, putting an amount in that's fair, and then giving time to ramp up. He did that with Samsung as an example on washing machines in an area that a company, Samsung, was making washing machines. And instead of the Whirlpool was calling for 50%, it ended up, he ramped it up 20%, then 15, and then 12, which I think is fair. So for the companies themselves to give those companies time to put the proper procedures in place to make the products, particularly in the automobile industry, which is very important in South Carolina.
But what about increased manufacturing costs? Are you concerned that that could have political implications for the president?
You know, I don't think he's doing. I think he's the political side of it comes way down the list. He's doing it for the sake of the country. And we can't be a country that flips hamburgers and serves milkshakes. We got to be a manufacturing country, as we were in the 30s and 40s and 50s. That's what makes this country great. Should we make steel? I would make the argument, yes. Should we make aluminum? Yes. Should we grow our own products that the farmers produce? Yes, instead of relying on imports. And that goes for every other sector. Look at what's happening in the energy with oil, with gas. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, but the pipelines, for example, there were pipelines being planned, and these, like Plains All American, got hit by that steel tariff because they were sourcing their steel on this planned pipeline from the Permian Basin out of Europe. So again, there are all these knock-on effects, Congressman, and I'd argue growing up in the very rural South, there are pluses and minuses to open trade. The pluses being, since the 1940s, the quality of life and the things that people could own and buy. The quality of life in many ways improved in the rural South because people could go out and buy cheaper goods that were less expensive because they weren't made in the United States.
Well, but it's the overall picture that this president sees, in my opinion. And you mentioned the regulations that have been cut. Had it been just one thing, had it just been the tariffs, that would be one thing. But the fact that the regulations are coming down, the cost of doing business, the fact that people now are not applying for the benefits like they were, I think is a good thing for this country. And I think the overall, you're going to see the positive results. And I think politically, Americans get it, particularly the manufacturers that I talk with in my district.
And I just want to be clear, I grew up in a small town that the textile and the furniture manufacturing jobs, those did disappear. And my own parents were put out of business because of Walmart and Sam's Club. They ran a wholesale grocery. So I do understand the impact of these, this quote unquote free trade. It wasn't free for many people, but there are benefits that I just wanted to point out, Congressman. Thank you for being here.